Hi everybody, Nathan Schur here again for another episode of Indie Filmworks. Wow, I know it's been a while since I've recorded an episode. A lot's been going on. Big news is it has really nothing to do with film production at all, but I have a new baby, which has been occupying a lot of my time. Our second daughter, Scarlett, was born on April 17th. At 6:03 p.m. There seems to be a debate whether she was born at 6:03 or 6:04 p.m. Don't ask it, but it's a little complicated. But she's here. She is now going to be 6 weeks old tomorrow. She's doing well. Mom is doing well. Laura's doing well. It's been a blast, but it has taken up a big chunk of my time. And as everyone knows, I'm very busy with my filmmaking endeavors and trying to balance that with being a dad, a second-time dad. It's difficult, but we chug along and we move forward and we try to juggle it all. And so far, so good. But a couple things I wanted to talk to you guys about today for this episode is a little bit regarding branding and especially websites. I see a lot of filmmakers that are working on even a short film or a feature that are completely overlooking the power of having a website for their film, and even the company that they work under. I think this is a major misstep in producing a film and getting it out there to be known. Websites are so much better in a lot of ways than having a social media feed. Like everybody has a page for their movie on Facebook, sometimes on other sites like Twitter. However, what I find is that because of the nature of those social media platforms where information is constantly scrolling, and if you don't post something that's relevant to people or recent, they're never going to see it. And even though you still have to drive traffic to a website, they are great places to have even a static page where you can host gobs of information about your film that anybody can visit and check out. For instance, every one of my films that I've done recently, since I started taking these films a little bit more seriously, has its own website and includes reviews. And it includes all the major status updates, festivals that it's been admitted to, upcoming screenings, videos of including interviews from the cast and crew and behind the scenes. All these things kind of sit on a static page, which anybody can go and visit, and they can learn all about the film. I put the trailer there as well. I think it's better than constantly posting the same stuff to social media like Facebook. In a lot of ways, what I'm trying to say is you need to manage both of them. Because I think that it comes off as a much more professional platform to have a website. And what I also say is by having a website, register a domain. The films that I'm doing now, they each have their own domain that I purchased, and they're cheap. It's like $15 a year. It's not that much money, especially if you're really taking your filmmaking serious and you want to drive traffic to it. It's a lot of ways. It's a lot easier to get people to visit a website. URL is universal. You can post it anywhere. You can click on it. But if you posting a URL that goes to a Facebook page can cause a lot of problems. People might land on it and it has some random update and it doesn't really appeal to them. But if you send them to the homepage of your film, all the information is laid out for them and they can go through tabs and find whatever they want to know about your film. So that's the one thing I wanted to say, because I see so many filmmakers that aren't doing that and they rely on social media, and I think that's a mistake. A couple other things I wanted to update you on are some of the other endeavors that I've been doing. It's still around filmmaking, but as you know, I've been working on my first feature, Higher Methods, and but I've taken a couple side steps on doing a couple other things that I have been very rewarding. Recently, I returned to my high school that I graduated from. I went back to Seekonk High School. that I graduated in a while ago. We're not going to say what year, but it's been a while. And they invited me to return there to talk to their mostly juniors and seniors that are interested in arts and video and film production. And I talked to their students there for about 60, 70 minutes, and I created this really in-depth PowerPoint presentation. I stressed over this for, well, probably not as long as I should have, but as I did in high school, I crammed at the last minute. But I put together what I thought was a really good PowerPoint, and I got some great feedback. In fact, afterwards, I had several students that reached out to me and told me how much they enjoyed me visiting the school, and they're inspired to get involved with more in the local film community. So that made me feel really good to give something back to my high school. A couple other things is I taught a GoPro class. I've never taught a class in my life of any kind. I don't think I did. And I should remember, but through my day job, which is at the Weston Media Center, I basically volunteered to teach a class on GoPro 101, how to get started using GoPros. And we had a fantastic time, a great turnout of students of all ages. We had people from 10 years old up into older than me, we'll say. All getting started with GoPro, and it was a fantastic class. And afterwards, we got to see everyone's footage on a TV that we brought in. So, great experience. And the other thing that I did, actually, it's upcoming this Thursday night. I don't know when you're going to watch this video, but this is Monday night, May 29th, and on Thursday, June 1st, I'm hosting the Rhodywood Short Film Critique Night, which is a great experience for filmmakers and film lovers to come to the Brooklyn Coffee Tea House on Douglas Ave in Providence, where I host this event, and filmmakers bring their short films and the audience critiques it and gives really constructive feedback to them. It's a fantastic way for filmmakers to show their films and get honest feedback. And also, if you love films, you can see what some of the best young filmmakers are doing in the area. It's a win-win for everybody that gets to come to these events. The point of all this is that I think it's important to diversify. And if you're a filmmaker and you're just focused on doing that, I think that's, again, a mistake. Like I did going back to the high school, like I did teaching the GoPro class or hosting this film night. Every time I do this, I'm also still kind of plugging some of the things that I'm doing. So overall, it is building an audience that is in support of you. And I think that is something that is critical to any filmmaker that is trying to put their stamp on this industry. Don't just be promoting yourself, but be able to give back something. And that's what I've been doing more of recently, is participating in these types of things. And it feels great. It's actually in a lot of ways more rewarding than working on a film, which is a very grueling task, business in some ways. But being able to have instant feedback to people that are learning about something that you're teaching is a wonderful feeling. This episode is running a little long, so let me just wrap up with giving you a few updates on what's going on with Higher Methods. A lot was put on hold because of the new baby that came. So we did film in early March, and we are going back into production for 2 more days, the end of July. And I can't wait, because this will mark the end of filming, end of shooting, end of principal photography, and then we are just in the edit. We already have a rough cut together already, and I've watched it many times. My writer, Lenny Schwartz, and I watched it a couple weeks ago, feeling really good about where it's at. So that's going well, and as we are also working on a trailer that we can get out there soon. And the big thing is, because this production's coming up, and we are going to be running another crowdfunding campaign. And I know I have mixed feelings about doing this, because we ran a campaign already. And I'm worried, I'll be honest, that a lot of people are going to look at this and be like, well, you already raised a whole bunch of money, 5 months ago for this film. What happened to that? Well, I really didn't try to hide the fact that the money that we raised for that was to get the film in the can. And I always knew that we were going to need to be able to raise some more funds for basically finishing funds. And this includes editing, sound design, music composition, any color grading that we have to do. And the big stuff is like film festival submissions and the whole distribution plan altogether. Being able to have something that we can submit to some prestigious film festivals and or on some VOD platforms. So this stuff does cost money, and believe me, it's not cheap, and I've already put a lot into of my own funds into this. So I can't lie, it's been a very stressful situation doing this, and there are probably things I would do differently, knowing what I know now. But I think this is something that every filmmaker struggles to discover on their own. When they're trying to finish a film, really what it takes to get it done. There's so many hidden costs in this. And I asked a lot of friends of mine, a lot of people that I know that have worked in the industry for a long time, longer than me, that, tried to help me and guide me through these things. And again, it's something that you just kind of figure out as you go. And I know when I do the next movie, there will be some things that will definitely change. Speaking of the next movie, and this is not really a secret, but there is going to be another film, another feature that I am planning on producing and directing. The timetable on it isn't really in place yet, but what I can say is it is another Lenny Schwartz script that we are collaborating on to adapt to a screenplay, and I'm really excited about it. Not really going to say much more now, but I think it's really important to always have something else kind of cooking in the background. And because I get to ask all the time, after Higher Methods is done, what are you doing after that? And I think it's going to be really important that once that film is done, to begin working on something else right away. Because I think what I don't want to do is, after Higher Methods is completed and it's hopefully running the festival circuit or on some form of a digital platform, is to just kind of rest on my laurels. I think it's important to constantly be creating art, to constantly be working on something. And when Higher Methods is done, let it be and see what happens with it. Not get too wrapped up in the success or failure of that, but to constantly be moving forward on to the next project and the projects after that. So that's my tip for today. Hope you've enjoyed this episode of Indie Filmworks. It did go on a little longer than I expected, than it normally does, but a lot to catch up with all of you and all the people that are watching. I really appreciate all the follows and the likes and the shares that we've gotten for this little show that I've been doing. And as you can see, this is not my typical recording studio. This is actually my new office. That's on. It's actually was a barn that has been converted into an office. So it's I really like the space a lot. So, anyways, that's all for today. Thank you again for watching this episode of Indie Filmworks, and I'll catch you next time.